Hey, it's Amanda. Welcome back. I have another video for you today. What I did this time, one of my colors is this Pearl Glacier Blue out of the tube. I mixed it with GAC 800 and Golden Airbursh Medium, and I just want to see if it works, if it is the same consistency as my pouring paints, and I want to make sure it doesn't crack. Or if something goes wrong, then I'll know that I need more or less airbrush medium to make it thinner or not as thin. I have another video I've been working on where one of my old pieces, I added some Pearl X pigment to my varnish, and I varnished it like 8 times. And some of those times I did it like 2 or 3 times in between layers. And I've been trying to work on that video, but I just took a bunch of different clips throughout the process, and I'm not sure if I want to add these cardboard cutout things to it that I have or not. So I can't really finish that video for you because I don't really know what to do next. And the clips are all very scattered, so I haven't had time to put that all together into one video. So I decided to go ahead and do another one of these blowouts, and I wanted to try mixing that paint with Airbrush Medium and GAC 800 because I just want to see if I can get it to a similar consistency as my pre-mixed pouring paints. Because if I can get normal paints to a similar consistency to these paints, or like the Arteza ones, then that opens up my possibilities so much more about what paints I can use for a lot of my pieces, because I've been loving these pre-mixed pouring paints lately. But it's been almost a year since I've used normal paint, like out of a tube. So I just want to see if I can use that with this. But I'm just going to go ahead and layer my colors. First I want to put some white, and I want to try this time to maybe just blow it all the way across from top to bottom or whatever. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because I have more, like, probably didn't need 2 layers of white, but it's there now. But I want to try to get more of an even look to it instead of having the ends look different. But I'm afraid that I won't get the corners if I do that. So maybe I can do the corners first and then go back over all across the middle all the way. We'll see. Next I have Amethyst. This one should be generally pretty quick, and I should be able to still go ahead. It's like Wednesday morning now, I think. Maybe it's Tuesday morning. Oh, it's only Tuesday morning. So this one should be quick, and I should be able to still get this one edited and ready and uploaded for you for Wednesday. This is the Pearl Glacier Blue that I mixed. I don't know how this is going to pour out, and I don't know, the consistency seems like it might be about right, but I just don't know, and I won't know how it's going to work out until I try it. That seems like a really good consistency. If it works, at the end I'll tell you what the consistency was. And it's the only one that has any kind of pearl essence or shimmer or anything to it, so I want to see if it creates any effects. This one is Sapphire, and this one's always a little bit thicker than the others, and I always say I'm going to thin it with that airbrush medium, and then I never do. So we'll see if that causes any issues or not. Next I have Turquoise. And I have Berry. And honestly, since I'm testing out this Pearl Glacier Blue that I mixed with GAC 800 and Pearl Medium, I just want to add it again. since I'm testing this one out mostly, I want to see how it works out. And there's still a little spot there that doesn't have any paint. It's starting to close up. Okay, now let me clean this up and I'll blow it out and then I'll talk to you at the end. Okay, so for now, I absolutely love it so much. I do have a few effects. I don't know if it's from that paint that I mixed from the tube or if it's just from all of those paints together or what it is, but I love it. I used too much paint and I could see a little bit too much blowing over. There's a lot left around the edge, but don't worry about that. I always save those. Either I scrape them up and save them to use as a base coat later, or I save them, I let them dry and save them, and then I cut out little pieces to use for the necklaces, which I haven't made necklaces in a really long time, and I have a whole bunch of skins saved up. I need to spend a couple of weekends sometime just working on necklaces because I've got so many skins saved up, and I keep some of them and I like to list some of them. I try to sell most of them actually, but I just haven't made any for a long time. There are some listed in my Facebook group, necklaces I mean, and paintings, like really old ones, but I'm working on getting all of my varnishing and my pieces finished so that I can build a website for you, so you can go find all my work that's for sale on one specific site. But anyway, while I just watch this develop a little bit, I want to tell you how I mixed this paint, and we won't know how it's going to dry until it's dried. So whenever I do, I don't know that I'll be able to do, I don't know that I'll be able to do a dry result for you at the end of this video, so I may have to do that separately or do it at the beginning of my video next week, because this is a little bit late because I was working on that behind the scenes thing for you where I was working on another painting. But it's so scattered that I don't know how to put it together in a video yet. So I decided to go ahead and do this. And man, I love these colors together. I think next time I need to not use so much paint. And I don't really like this end because that's the first one where I was just going for the corners and then it didn't quite get over the end. I think I needed to do those corners and then I needed to blow it again. But that's a lesson learned, and I'll do that better next time. I may do these colors again if this dries well and try to do a 3-piece set with these colors because I have 2 more canvases like this left. But anyway, I took my kitchen scale and I measured out 30 grams of GAC 800, and then I measured out 30 grams of the Pearl Glacier Blue from Arteza, and then I mixed it up, and then I added I wanted to thin it so that it would match the consistency of my pouring paints, and it actually seems to work well, but I won't know for sure until this painting dries. But then I added 10 grams of Golden Airbursh Medium. That wasn't quite thin enough, so I added 5 more grams of the Golden Airbursh Medium. And I've been using Airbrush Medium to thin my paints for probably almost 2 years. Instead of water, whenever I mix tube paints, I use Airbrush Medium instead of water to thin the paints. And it makes them hold their shape and keep their color. It makes it so that they don't go really, so they don't dull a lot as they dry, and they don't muddy together as easily. And that's why I like the pre-mixed pouring paints so well, because they dry so vibrantly. They dry almost the same as they look right now. I mean, they're a little bit darker, but not a ton. I love this so much, but I kind of want to tilt that off, but I'm not going to bother, and I'm going to let it dry and just go with it. I have an issue with overworking things and messing it up too much. That's why I only blew each spot pretty much once. But like here, I didn't get over one of the corners, so I did it again. Maybe I should have gone back over this a second time and it would match better, but maybe this is like the sky part and this is like the bottom part. I don't know, or maybe that's the sky part and that's the bottom part. To me, they're like a landscape that whenever I do these long ones like this. But anyway, I love it. I'll take you down for a close-up. If this works, if it dries well, if it doesn't crack. My last ones with the Extreme Sheen Coral cracked whenever I did this. So I'm hoping that by mixing the paint with GAC 800 and Airbrush Medium and matching the consistency a little bit better of these other paints, maybe it won't crack. That's my hope. But I love all of the little lacing and effects that are showing up, and that's, I can see like a shimmer on top of this. It has to be that Pearl Glacier Blue because I didn't add anything else. So I'll take you down for a close-up, and if the dry result isn't at the end of this video, I'll put it at the beginning of my next video. I love it. I love these colors. I went through so many different colors and kept changing my mind. The only problem I see is that there's a lot of paint on the surface, and I've had issues with cracking lately when I have too much paint left. But I don't want to blow over it again because then it will get too muddy. I just like how it looks right now. 90% of it, I like how it looks right now. There's just a couple little spots that bother me a little bit. So next time I'll try not to use so much paint, and hopefully it dries well and I can do it again. Let me know what you think. And again, I mixed my paint with 30 grams of paint, 30 grams of GAC 800, and 15 grams of Airbrush Medium, Golden Airbursh Medium. I have used Liquitex Airbrush Medium before, and it works the same way, or it did work the same way whenever I mixed it in my pouring medium, the way I used to mix my paints. But the way I used to do it was a little bit too thin for like a flower dip, and I had to back off and use half the amount of Airbrush Medium for flower dips in my mixed paints before. But that ratio for normal like mixed tube paints is different than this. I tried this one differently. This is the first time I tried it this way, just to see if I could match the pouring paint consistency. Because for flower dips, you want your paint to be a little bit thicker. So I'm thinking maybe if I want to use my pre-mixed paints for a flower dip, maybe I should just add some GAC 800 and thicken it up a little bit. I may try that sometime soon because I really have been wanting to do a Fiona flower again for a while, but I've been using my pre-mixed paints for a while and they don't work well for the flower dips. So I've talked enough to see more and more little effects show up on this one. I'll take you down for the close-up. I'm so excited. I hope this dries really nicely. And let me know what you think, and have a blessed day. Bye! Okay, it's really hard to do the close-ups for these, especially right whenever it's still wet and I can't move it anywhere. So I'm gonna have to show it to you landscape again, but that's how you watched it being painted. And then when it's dry, I'll try to do a landscape one and a portrait style one, just so you can see kind of how it goes, like facing all the ways. But I'll go in and show you. This is like the first section I did, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's this purple section here, there's a lot less paint. I think I didn't blow as much that way. Maybe I should have gone over that again. Maybe I should do like the majority of it and save the ends and the corners for last. This is the only spot where I didn't have quite enough paint over the edges and I had to kind of drag down what was already there. But I still think it'll dry okay. I had to fix the corners, but the corners are an easy fix. You just kind of bring the paints in. But I'll go around and show you all of these little details. All of the, you can see the shimmer right there and some lacing. I love the wispy look with the blowouts. I love that look, that cloudy look with the shimmer and stuff right there. I love this so much. I hope it doesn't crack when it dries. Look at those details right there. I don't know if I get close enough, it's like hard for you to see, but I just love that. I went through a lot of colors while I was deciding too, and I'm glad that I settled on these. And I love how that purple, that amethyst color, as it is next to the white or kind of blows in with the white, it gets a little bit pinkish. I love all of these effects on this side over here. Kind of wish I had that on both sides. But again, whenever I watch my videos during editing, it helps me learn what to do better next time so that maybe I can get more of what I like on more of the piece. So each painting is a learning experience. And I learn even more whenever I edit these videos than I do while I'm painting. So that's why I like making these videos, so that maybe you can learn while I learn from my mistakes. And then this edge looks really neat. I don't know if I can show you the edge on the other side or not, but I'll show you this one real quick. And I really love this amethyst, and you might be upside down, hold on. I love the amethyst and berry and sapphire all together, and then that turquoise and that Pearl Glacier Blue just kind of added some extra stuff to it that made it just, I don't know, I just really like it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye! Okay, this one's mostly dry. There are a few parts that may be a little bit wet. They look a little bit wet. I'm afraid to touch them. So I'm going to try to go in and show you the mostly dry result. It's not going to change a whole lot more. There is a little bit of texture to it. I was afraid of that because there was more paint on the surface in some areas than others. And as I watched it dry, I watched some parts of it dry before the rest of it. So there is a little bit of texture. There's one or two places that might actually be splitting or cracking, but I get that with these pours most of the time, and I don't think that it has to do with that Pearl Glacier Blue that I mixed with my GAC 800 and Airbrush Medium. So I'm gonna try that mixture again with some other paints out of the tube, so that I can see if I can use them in other painting techniques as well and see if they work that way too. This isn't the best one to start trying it with because they do crack in these ones sometimes, or there's texture to these types of paintings sometimes. So if I try it in some kind of like a split cup straight pour or split cup ring pour, or like a dirty cup straight pour with some silicone maybe, I can see for sure whether it's going to work or not. So I'll have to try it a little bit more, or try this like that pouring medium mixture a little bit more with trying to mix these with pre-mixed pouring paints. But anyway, I love how this turned out. It just reminds me of like the top reminds me of the sky, and it could be maybe water down towards the bottom, or just different land areas. Sorry about like my yard. You can see in the background, it's really, we don't have grass right now and it's been raining. It's really muddy. Normally I've been doing these on the porch, but there wasn't enough light because it's was raining last night and the sun's not really out. But anyway, I'll go in and show you the details, and then I can put this video up for you today. I edited the rest of the video yesterday and it was all ready, but I wanted to give this time to dry to put this at the end for you. That's why I didn't schedule it for 6 a.m. like I do a lot of times. I love all of the little details in this. There's one spot there where it does look a little bit weird. Let me go back to that. It does look a little bit strange right in there with that Pearl Glacier Blue over the top of those colors. But it just kind of reminds me of like a sea foam or fog or something. I don't know if I went across this way. I love this. I love the dimension and I just love the way these paintings turn out. I'm going to have to do more of these. I want to make 2 more to match this one to make a 3-piece set. But I'm probably not going to do those the next couple of weeks because you don't want to see me do pretty much the same painting 3 weeks in a row. I'll try something different before I come back to this. But I do hope to make a 3-piece set like this. I want to make 2 more because I have 2 more canvases this size right now anyway. If you saw my last video, the fire energy looking one that was similar, like made similarly, I've decided for now, I think I'm just going to keep the 3 that I have right now because that one in the middle is darker than the others. It doesn't match completely, but the 3 of them together with that dark one in the middle kind of tell a story. So I think I'm just going to keep that how it is. And I've been working on a couple of behind the scenes videos for you that I probably won't put up until like I go on vacation or something and I don't have time to paint that week. So I have some more work for those that I'm going to be working on today, and I'll tell you more about that another time. But thanks as always for watching. Sorry that this dry result and me rambling made this so much longer than it needed to be. But thanks for all of your support. Sorry that I cut down to 1 video per week this year, but it works out so much better for me for my schedule so that I can work on getting some paintings varnished and maybe adding some embellishments a little bit to some of my paintings. And I don't have to, whenever I go out of town, to like visit family or something, I don't have to stress that I'm not getting my work done. So I do try to put out videos on TikTok every day though, so if you want to see more of my content, follow me on TikTok as well at GeminiWitch83. But let me show it to you from this end as well. I've been just showing it to you from all the sides while I've been talking. Well, I went to one side. It kind of works this way too. I don't think it works like long way, like, hold on, I don't think it works when I go to the sides, but like this is either the top or the bottom. And it looks really nice like this too. And then here is from the other way, just so you can see it all. I don't think it goes this way or on the opposite side from this. I think it goes the other way. So let me know what you think. Sorry I made this part so long, but thanks if you stuck around and saw it all. Have a blessed day. Bye.